Dude, let's talk about Malk for a minute, or longer than a minute, because I know that you're a family first guy. I know that that's so important to you. And the way that you're able to fund a lot of these adventures, the way that you're able to put a roof over your family's head and feed them in this way and take care of school and all the things is through your, your efforts professionally. I know that you're killing it at the Malk business right now. We've got some here, man. You got some brothers in Front Row Dads that rep it proudly at all times. Shout out Drink On.
Yeah, drink on, drink up.
That's it. Let's talk about your journey here. And I want to really get into the story. So first, let's talk about how you got into this business, when you got into this business. So talk to me about the transition into Malk first, because I think, a lot of people in Front Row Dads are entrepreneurs and they're owners, but we also have a lot of people in our community that are just owner mentality. They are the owners of whatever they are involved in, and you are that guy. If you step into something, you own it. So talk to me about how you stepped into the world of Malk.
So I'm a proud part of the W2 Dads within FRD.
That's right.
So that's our little subsegment of not the entrepreneurs, but the mindset exists.
Yeah.
So I was brought in by the board of directors as a consultant in fall of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And the brand ethos has always been clean, simple ingredients that are organic to avoid the gums, oils, and fillers that all the other brands include.
Mm-hmm.
And the task that I was given was bring this brand to life in the way that it should. Help to get us to the point where we can scale. And that started as a consultant with a business plan, which led to, hey, we'll fund into this, but you need to stay on board and run it. We moved to Houston. I'm like, no, we have roots in Austin now. So happy to run it from Austin. So they went, okay, fine, run it from Austin. And that's been a 4+ year journey now of building a team and building a company. And it all comes back to the product that's in the bottle. With any consumer packaged goods, and I've been in consumer packaged goods my entire career, packaged meats, beverage alcohol, frozen Italian food. I've always been in beverage or in consumer products. And at the end of the day, John, people. Mm-hmm. Once you have the product, you can dial in the branding, but then you put the right people around the brand. And with the clear vision of where you want to go, you can take a brand anywhere. And it's been such an incredible journey. And there's been ups and downs in this journey, big time.
Yeah.
And the support that our board of directors has given us as an organization has given me the autonomy they've given me as a leader to go build the team. I recently, in the last year, hired a member from my first band at Front Row Dads to be the president of sales and marketing.
Yeah.
And we'd never worked together before.
Yeah.
But what I told people is I know his soul.
Yeah.
I know who he is, and I know the value that they will bring. So to be able to bring Ryan in was like, okay, yes.
Yeah.
And we continue to stack people into the business. In the last quarter alone, we've hired 13 more people. So we've gone from the 20s to the 40s of employees focused on growing this brand.
Yeah.
And it's exciting because consumers connect with our brand. There's other brands that try to compete with us, but at the end of the day, the only thing that we've ever been is organic, clean, simple product that tastes great. Mm-hmm. So that is our ethos. That is the bedrock of everything we do.
Yeah.
And when you're consistent about that, I joined in 2020. We were in 1,200 stores. We're in over 10,000 now.
Wow, congrats.
And it's just beginning.
Yeah.
Because there are 67,000 stores across America that sell plant-based milks.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in 10,700 and something today.
Yeah.
And the team that we've hired are passionate. We care about each other. We care about the brand. We got a letter today from this mom in New Jersey. And she shared the story of her sons. She's got a 10-year-old and a 5-year-old. And the 10-year-old has some sensory complexities. And she said it's the only milk product that he will drink because he likes the taste and the texture. Mm-hmm. And it's turned into this magical moment for breakfast, whether they're having cereal or oatmeal, that the boys will pour each other their special milk, which is Malk. Mm-hmm. So when we're connecting with humans in that way, it lights up the entire organization. That gets us excited because we know that we're making a difference in people's lives. We could be out there and say, only thing we want to do is go make profit. This company existed for 9 years without making a profit. We lost money 9 years in a row. But we're making a difference in people's lives. And John, as you know me now, who I am today, that means more than any dollar amount in the world.
Yeah.
When you're impacting people's lives, you're giving them that opportunity to live a healthier life through the product that you are able to provide and make it easier for them to get access to. That's wealth, man.
Yeah. That's cool.
That's wealth.
Sounds like you've had some big growth. Can you talk any other numbers?
Sure.
Yeah. About just kind of like since you've come on, like talk to me about numbers of growth. So there's some context. And then I want to get into the people part and how you've hired and placed people.
So and I'll talk through the register sales.
Yeah.
So the register sales, when I joined, we were around $12 million. Mm-hmm. And we're over 100 million now.
Wow. Incredible.
Yeah.
That's big.
So big growth. And, we've completely shifted who we are as a company on the back end so we can actually support the growth in a way that gives us the opportunity for profitability.
Yeah. So I've asked you this question about like what caused that growth, and your answer was people. So talk to me about the hiring process of people. Like when you go to put somebody in the right spot, you just mentioned a minute ago, like trusting the heart and the soul of an individual. Are there other things that you have found to be extremely valuable in the selection, hiring, placement of people? Is it, personality profiles? Is it a specific framework that you follow to get the right person in the right spot? Talk to me about your philosophy here on hiring people.
So I love building teams. And the best thing I've ever done is trust expert recruiters. I could say I'm an expert recruiter, but I've got a couple of very trusted partnerships that we lean into and have very frank conversations of this is my need. This is the role that I'm looking to fill. And this is the persona of what I need that person to look like. And then these partners will go out and find these humans. And as a largely remote company, I'm like, I don't care where they live in the U.S. Go find me the right person. And time after time, it's those initial conversations, and they'll bring some profiles back, and we'll evaluate them. It's like, that's not exactly what we're looking for. Maybe something a little bit more this direction. But it's those early conversations. It's setting the baseline of expectation. Because I say the people that join Malk need to do two things. You need to be accretive to the business and accretive to the culture. We don't have a culture at Malk. We are building a culture at Malk. Because the second I say we have a culture, it means we're stagnant, we're not moving forward, we're not progressing. We are ever evolving as a culture with every soul that we bring into the company. So, the last 13 people that we brought in have added and made our culture even better. And the next 13 people need to do the same thing. Because all it takes is one or two bad culture fits, and you can ruin the whole culture of a company.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I am hyper vigilant to make sure that the cultural dynamic, the interaction, when I have one-to-ones, and every 8 weeks I talk to everyone in the company. What are dream wins is the very first question. What are you focused on outside of Malk that you're actually going and winning at in life? What are work wins? What is work friction? Because people are afraid to share bad news up the line.
Yeah.
So I put it out there as an agenda item. Like, tell me the work friction. Tell me where you're struggling that other people might be afraid to tell me. And then what questions do you have for me that I haven't answered? If we as leaders can be open to receiving the feedback of the friction, to genuinely understanding and being excited about what the dreams wins are. John, today, on this day today, 2 of my employees closed on homes. Last week, another one did. I had 3 employees buy homes this month alone.
Yeah.
Those were dream wins, man.
That's cool.
They are moving into homes that they've been able to buy because of who they are at work and their focus on making sure that they are building their home. And that's awesome.
Let's talk for a moment about vision and the future and how you have. I don't know what the question is here, but let me see if I can ramble my way through a question and get to one. but it has something to do with like you have a vision. That's one of the ways that you see your role, having a vision, strategy, thinking long term. And then talk to me about how you balance being flexible with the changing times and like this is the vision and this is where we're going. And, you know, I'm asking because I tend to have a vision, but then not really stick with a vision. It's like it comes, I get excited about it, and then I'm constantly reacting to the changing culture. How do you balance the two of like, we're locked in and hey, every long-term plan basically is trash in a year from now because the world changes, because AI gets released into the world or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know, talk to me about how you navigate certainty with future and listening to other people's feedback or adjusting to what's presented to you.
Let's go back to the biggest failure at Malk in my tenure.
Okay.
And let's use that as the example. So as I joined in fall of 20, the biggest mission was to make sure that we were scalable and we could actually go out and be available to more stores. Mm-hmm. And self-manufacturing wasn't that answer. So we worked for 9 months to come up with a formulation. We did consumer testing. And as we did the consumer testing, consumers came back and said, we love it. We'd love a little bit more vanilla. I'm like, done. Dial that up. We went, we produced, co-manufacture, released to retail. This was the Monday after Thanksgiving in 2021. Just an absolute storm on social media going, Malk is ruined. Malk is adding natural flavors to their product. This brand no longer matters to me. We went and hired a crisis PR firm because as we launched with natural flavors for our vanilla. We had every major health and wellness influencer just destroy us in 48 hours.
Whoa.
I said, this is not Malk. Malk is organic, clean, simple ingredients with no natural flavors. What a gut check. It was the single most codifying moment in our brand for me as a leader. Here's the good thing. We pivoted. That started on Monday. By Thursday, I had a reformulation with organic vanilla extract that I had to my board as well as to my leadership team. And we approved on Thursday a new formulation not using natural flavors. And I went back to those influencers and said, we heard you. You are right. We messed up. Give us a chance. And within 75 days from that, we were at retail with the formula we have today.
Wow.
So it codified, we are organic. We will not use natural flavors. We will not use additives. We will not use gums. We will not use oils. So that strategic vision was locked in that moment.
Wow.
The consumer spoke. And we could have chosen to stay with it. We wouldn't be where we're at today. So there are some things, there's borders and boundaries, right? Borders don't move, boundaries can. There is a border for us with our ingredient statement, and that is our commitment to our consumers of who we are and who we will be. So that is, for the strategic side of locking in, that is a moment that I will never forget for the rest of my life.
Wow.
I think I slept like 10 hours that whole week.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's amazing. And how did they respond when you reached back out and said, hey, we heard you, we were wrong? Or if that's what you said, I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Absolutely.
But it's like,
we failed you.
yeah.
The answer is we failed
How did
you.
they respond to that?
They said, thank you for listening. Basically, don't F up again.
Yeah.
You've burned your chance.
Yeah.
Do the right thing.
Yeah.
So like I said earlier, it's always the right time to do the right thing.
Did they go back and kind of like revamp their statements? Did they talk about how you responded and pivoted? And then could that have actually helped?
So a couple of the very influential people out there went back and said, hey, we did it. We changed Malk's mind.
Right.
And they took the credit. And great, they did.
Yeah.
Because they were the ones that came and said, y'all messed up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we had messed up terribly.
Yeah.
We call that the kerfluffle.
Yeah.
The kerfluffle of 21. And I'm grateful for that moment.
Yeah.
because it prevented us from just going in odd directions, right? It said, this is our North Star. This is who we are. This is who we will always be. This is what we stand for.
Yep.
It's the only thing we do.
Yeah.
John, there are brands out there that are trying to knock us off. But they've got an entire portfolio of stuff filled with gums, oils, fillers, additives, carrageenans. And now they're launching their organic brand because they saw the success that Malk was having.
Yeah.
It's all we do.
Yeah.
It's who we are.
That's so cool, man. Yeah.
So that strategically,
Yeah.
that one locked it in for us. And it has given us absolute clarity in all of our decisions going forward.
Yeah.
As we think about, we launched a creamer recently. We're using organic coconut sugar as our sweetener. There's no natural flavors. There's another brand that's trying to do organic creamers. They've got cane sugar and natural flavors. No, that is not the best choice for consumers. So we are leaning into our consumers. And what's beautiful, John, is society is shifting towards healthier products.
Yeah.
Society is starting to look at the labels and go, what is this in my ingredient deck?
Yeah.
What does this do to my gut biome? What does this do to my body? How do I react to this?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, John, I grew up eating margarine because that's what we thought was healthy in the 80s.
Yeah.
Probably not the best choice. We didn't know any better then.
Right.
I don't fault my parents at all. I do want to give my kids the best opportunity to eat healthy today based on what we know today.
You're a driven man, you lead at work, you hustle to provide, but deep down, you know that success at home matters most. The question is, are you leading there with the same clarity and purpose? At Front Row Dads, we totally get it. Juggling business and family is not easy, and that's why we created FRD Engage, a 5-week experience designed for men like you, fathers, husbands, leaders who refuse to settle. This is more than a course. It's a live online journey with real dads, real conversations, and real change. You'll walk away with a clear path to deeper connection with your wife and kids, tools to align your business with your family values, daily habits that create lasting change, clarity and confidence to lead your family with purpose. You don't need to figure this out alone. You'll join a brotherhood of men raising the bar together. Don't wait for a wake-up call, because if you're not leading at home, who is? Go now to frontrowdads.com to learn more. That's frontrowdads.com to learn more. Join us and step fully into the role that only you can play.